Hello, and welcome to a new edition of Yep, Yeah, Yes with Marissa and Tamika. Today we're going to be talking about the Halloween aftermath and the early lead up to the holiday season. How are you, Marissa?
I'm very well, Tamika. And how are you?
I'm all right.
And how is your cough?
It's still there, but I was listening to the episode we recorded a few weeks ago about women in anger. And I was coughing up a storm. It was so annoying.
Ooh.
It's like my voice, like the cough is so loud on the microphone that it just sounded horrible. So
Horrible?
When you listen to the show, I don't know if you listen or not, but when you listen to the show, for me, it helps me try to correct some of the ways in which I don't feel comfortable being out there. So
Okay.
some of the few things that I realize is definitely my cough.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely over talking. Feel like I talk a little bit too much. And I did. And I forgot what the other one is. You distracted me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
Talking too much, coughing, and whatever. I'll get back to it.
Anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So how was Halloween? Yesterday was pretty mild. The weather, like it's usually freezing, but yesterday was
It was
pretty
perfect. It was perfect Halloween weather because you could wear your costume and not be frozen.
Right. So tell me about, like, you have 3 children. Halloween. Let me just say this first. Like, I was looking for, like, people posted pictures of themselves when they were, like, kids.
Mm-hmm.
I have no pictures of myself in a Halloween costume. I couldn't find not one. The only picture I could find was when me and you dressed up.
Sunny
But I know that I don't even remember trick-or-treating as a kid. I'm sure I did. I do remember trick-or-treating when I was in high school. And it was, like, awkward because I'm like, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
And I just kind of hung back a bit.
Yeah.
And then the only costume that I can remember wearing as a kid, my mother, she made me into a robot using paper bags.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so-
cool.
Yeah. But it didn't really last because it was, like, hard to walk.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't remember dressing up as a kid. I don't remember any costumes, which I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure I had them, but I don't have any memory of them, and I don't have any pictures. So it's like, did it happen?
Oh, or is it a false memory?
Exactly.
I
But
like-
how is it? But I know it's like it's a big financial thing these days. Like it's crazy how big Halloween has become. How's it been with you and your kid now that they're at the age where they're really picking out their costumes? They kind of have a voice in what they want to be, how they want to look.
I'm very, very lucky that I have my littlest is a costume wearer all year round. He likes to dress up.
How is that being lucky?
I'm gonna tell you. So now is the time where I start buying all these clearance costumes, and I buy them a little bit bigger so he has them for a while. So historically, we've always just reused what we have at home that I found for $3, $5. But this was the first year, other than when they were toddlers, where I actually went out and bought something. So it wasn't too bad, but I didn't spend a big hefty price. For me, I didn't spend a big hefty price, but it was fun costumes. It was fine. Honestly, I gotta tell you. So, the people I work with, we all dressed up as crayons.
I thought you couldn't dress up in schools anymore.
They're not supposed to, but my school you do.
Oh, okay.
The kids' school, they don't, but
Okay.
my school you do. The kids dressed up, everybody dressed up. People were in hysterics because they were scared, like the younger kids were frightened, like terrified.
Of what?
A few of the staff dressed up as witches, but had like the makeup and everything, and they just looked.
They shouldn't do that.
But they were so
Elementary
messed.
school.
But they were all messed up too because like when they saw the kids crying, they're like, "Why are you crying?" And then like going over and you're ghoulishly hanging over them with those big hats and like the black lipstick and stuff. But we dressed up as crayons, and that was like, it was fine. It was kind of whack, but it was fine.
Okay. Well, what about? Did you notice anything while you were out? Like, for us, we got trick-or-treaters, at our house, but it wasn't like as, I don't know. I don't think parents let their kids trick-or-treat as much as they used to back in the day.
Well-
And you have to do it nowadays. Like so many parents do it during when it's light and
yeah.
like everybody's still at work.
Yeah, that's one thing. So out here in this neighborhood, you leave your bowl out if you're gonna go trick or treating, or you leave your door open with your glass door, like so you can let people know, like come to the door or just take your bowl. I I had one trick-or-treater knock on my door, ring my doorbell at 7:03. And I opened the door and gave the nastiest look. And I run out of candy every year. And I just looked at him and I went, said his name because I know him. I'm like, we're out of candy. And why are you out so late? He was like, sorry, Miss Marissa. And then they ran down and left.
Sometimes it's not the kid's fault.
But I got to tell you, no, he was with a group of kids. He was a little older. He's allowed to go by himself. And it's what's funny because I could hear him tell the other kids, don't knock on that door, Miss Marissa is mad.
Oh boy, so you're that one. You're that mom.
I don't give a crap. No, because these kids come in and out my house all summer. And, just eating up my food and stuff. So, whatever. You come to my house and...
Don't act like they're eating up your food. You're sitting up here cooking rice and beans. They eat up your Doritos. And
the expensive shit, not
that's
the rice.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But when you say they eat up my food, it's like you're cooking dinner for the neighborhood, which is kind of misleading.
Yeah, no, but they're eating my snacks.
They eat up your snacks. But you're buying it too. You make it, well, come on in. It's not like they come in and just take your stuff without, the first time you offer it and say, make yourself at home.
Whatever. No, you're right. Whatever. Anyway, can we move on?
Take the blame.
Take the blame. No, but it was good. I'm very thankful that in my neighborhood, I saw no costumes that I had to pull somebody aside with. So, they're lucky. What about you?
You're such a prude. You're such a prude.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
How am I a
I'm
prude?
just tired. I don't know.
No, just tell me. Explain what you mean.
No, you're just a prude. You've never been this way. All of a sudden, you're just like, these are the way it's supposed to be, and you're supposed to adhere to the rules. If you can't adhere to it, then you will get my stern look of disapproval.
Hold up a second, though. Homie, you just gotta let these kids run out here like in these offensive ass costumes and not really take a moment to maybe they don't know better.
Well, why don't you say it to their parents?
Half these kids, if it was a child, like a little itty bitty person that got dressed up as something, yeah, I would say something. But if it's a kid because these gaggle of kids, they be running around with no parents in this neighborhood.
But what I'm saying is that, do you blame them or do you blame the parents?
I blame all of it.
Well, but it's like
You're telling me at 14 you don't know better?
You do, but if you leave the house and your mom and your dad,
mm-hmm.
you only know as good as you're allowed.
Yeah.
Kids will push the boundaries.
Yeah.
So if your mom or your dad, like you see these kids in the summer wearing the pum pum shorts, walking alongside their mother.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So and they're 14, 15.
Bothers me.
Walking alongside their mother. So it's like, okay.
Me.
It's not about knowing right or wrong. It's like what you push the boundaries, and your mom or your dad or both will tell you whether it's acceptable or not.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of costumes, it's like, I don't know. I don't know.
I'll tell you one thing though. I saw this most adorable 2-year-old dressed as the Hulk. Oh my word! I melted.
There are definitely some kids out there that I've seen some costumes like on Instagram and stuff like that. I never see like the Instagram costumes. You never see them in person.
No.
Although the picture, the costume that your son, he put it on for me today.
Yeah.
That's probably the cutest costume I've seen.
I know.
It's so cute. I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
Everyone loved
post
it too.
Or let me post it if you're allowed.
Yeah, maybe.
You're not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna post it. She's sensitive about her kid.
Can I tell you something about an Instagram costume?
Got none but time. Well, I only got about 10 minutes.
A Brazilian woman dressed her son as a slave. So she covered him.
Brazilian white, right? Is she fair skinned or is she dark?
I assume she's fair skinned because she used brown body paint for her son. Gave him shackles, chains, fake welt marks, and gave him I would say like a terry cloth skirt to cover from the waist down, and then like a white terry cloth headband. And that's what she dressed her son up as for Halloween.
That was this year?
That was this year.
People don't care. Is she in Brazil or is she just Brazilian? Like a Brazilian American, do you know?
I'm going to find out now.
People don't...
Oh, no, in Brazil.
See, it's like people don't care. I wonder if she got any backlash in Brazil. If it was all from around the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the getup was for a costume party. hosted by the child's private school in the northeastern city of Natal. Yeah. So.
What are your thoughts?
Oh, and she wrote an apology.
Okay, then she got back. She at home.
I just wanted to apologize for the fact. It has never been my intention to offend anyone. I am extremely sorry for everything that has happened.
I'm so sick of these apologies.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
So it's so hard because I'm trying to be like culturally sensitive because she's not in America. So I don't know Brazilian culture, but I know that there has been a history of a slave trade in Central and South America, North,
the whole
Central,
world.
and South America.
It's
yes.
not limited just to one part of the world. It's the entire world.
But as far as like racial divides in Brazil, I'm not fully versed in that, so I don't know what the tone is out there. But for her to get a severe backlash like that, and then I could imagine it's similar to in North America.
Is she apologizing?
Yeah.
She got it there.
Yeah, she got something. Somebody said something to her. But I don't know. It's. I think people are tone deaf. I was.
But how much do we use that as an excuse? Not us, but I mean, I don't understand.
Well, I was what do you call that? Instagramly educated, I guess I will word it that way. This week, where I was told that there is no such thing as racism anymore. There's only discrimination.
Somebody on Instagram told you this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, based on what we speak about on Yep Yeah Yes from our last podcast.
Why you didn't share that with me?
Because I need to sit with it. Because when you like, you gotta sit with something to like just really process what somebody's trying to tell you. Because I don't want to sit in anger. I want to sit in education.
I want to ask you this though. This person, were they white, black, Asian, Puerto Rican?
I have no clue, because when I looked at their profile, it was all like stuff. I can't tell who's who. Like it's like a group of people or stuff.
Okay.
So I can't
it's not
tell.
somebody you knew.
No.
It was just somebody that's following.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I think that is a lot of people are beginning to feel that way. I don't know. We can have a conversation about race in America, but that's not today.
But
it's just annoying. And I mean, and the offensiveness of that woman's costume also echoes in light of the. Do you see the man on Facebook dressed his son up as Hitler?
Shut your mouth.
Dressed his son up as Hitler, put it on Facebook, and then doubled down and was like, I don't give a shit. In so many words. And then I guess people were like really going at him.
Right.
Because it's happened like he posted it the 2 days after the massacre at the synagogue. And so and then people are talking about like his tweets and his posts are all like kind of white nationalism.
Right.
And so,
but are they anti-Semitic as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's usually what the white nationalism is usually it's masked in a way to like coded language where we just have to protect the white race, and that means when you say gotta protect the white race, that kind of means let's get rid of
Anglo.
Well, no, by protecting it, that means this. I don't know what the word is, but basically getting rid of everything that's not white, whether it's the Jewish faith, non-Christian faith, I should say,
right,
includes Muslim, Jewish, getting rid of races. You know what I mean?
Right,
and it just upholding.
What's the oh my God, we did it here in where we started sterilizing women of certain ethnic backgrounds. Oh come on, Geo.
I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know.
Not genetic. So, go ahead.
No, but so he posted this, and then I guess the backlash was so severe that he apologized, as they always do, and then he just deleted his Facebook account.
Ow.
It's like, bro, you put your kid in a not like, what do you? Not even just Nazi. Like the man was dressed as a Nazi, he had the swastika on his sleeve, and he put his son as Hitler with the mustache and the whole nine.
Didn't Harry, Prince Harry, dress up as a Nazi when he was a teen?
I remember it was a situation where they were trying to prove that it was him. There was like no, because it was a picture from a distance. There was, and then he never apologized because there was like no statement or anything.
Oh, okay.
Because he never admitted it, and they couldn't prove
that it was him.
Right.
Okay.
Because it was like a dark party.
Right.
And back then it's before the phones today. So it's like a flip phone day.
Oh my
So
gosh,
the-
like 3
T-Mobile.
megapixels.
Not T-Mobile. I mean.
Remember that? If you look at one of your old flip phones now and you look at the picture,
It's horrible.
So
There's like no
grainy.
lighting. It's like horrible. So he was lucky. If that
Yeah,
was
he got
him,
lucky,
it was back then. But yeah, so like what were you gonna say?
I saw this incredible documentary. I mentioned it to you, but it's based on, and I can't think of the word. Come on, where you do genetic.
I don't know, but go ahead.
It's on this. It's called The American Experience, and they have all like it's a show, and they have these different things, and it's. But what's incredible about it is like here in America, what we did was like in the Carolinas where we started sterilizing people. How in Puerto Rico we started using. So the reason I got into this idea, what I found it because so it's not a secret that I did in vitro. It's also not a secret that I'm Hispanic. So in Puerto Rico they did. In about the 1950s and 60s when they were testing birth control, they gave birth control to women but didn't tell them. So they needed to figure out the levels and hormones and how often and stuff like that. So I have trouble conceiving. My maternal grandmother had trouble conceiving. 3 of my paternal aunts had trouble conceiving. I have cousins that have trouble conceiving. On top of that, great-grandparents that had a bit of trouble conceiving because with the number of kids that you had back then, it just didn't match up. So I was always curious to see, did that have a lasting effect? That went down to generational effects. And I'm very curious because, and then I went down this rabbit hole of like where we're doing, where we're sterilizing or cleansing certain things where like okay, so if you had a child that had Down's syndrome, that child was now sterilized and you were asked to not have more children, or depending, you would be sterilized as well at birth, so when you were giving birth, so it's things like that makes me wonder, everything has a lasting effect, and where have we come with all this? So when we're you think you're cleansing something and you never really are. When you think you're taking the best of the best, you never really are.
And what are the best of the best?
Exactly. What's to say? So, when you look at society as a whole today, it ain't the best of the best. So what did you do?
The thing about it that boggles my mind, like I said, I don't really want to get into race relations and the historical context, but I'll just say this. The thing that boggles my mind when it comes to white supremacy and white nationalism is that if these people really knew their history, they would know that white people could not survive with just themselves. They needed other races in order to thrive and for the country to build up to where it is today.
Oh my gosh.
No, there's few countries. There's only a few countries in the world.
But I challenge you to look at that country and then look at the happiness rate, look at the birth rate, birth mortality rates. Look at it's crazy because people that understand their history and really do understand and embrace it and move forward, look how productive that country is.
Yeah.
But anyway, you were saying, I'm sorry, I went on a tangent.
No,
As
I was just saying that the thing that makes this country so great is that it's multiple races, multiple ethnicities, multiple religions, all working together to make the country good. And when it comes to white supremacy and white nationalism, they have a loud voice, but they're very minimal in terms of the groups of people. And unfortunately, they make other people of other races, nationalities, ethnicities, religions, group all white people under that same toothbrush, under that same brush. Just like every other nationality or ethnicity, you get grouped under a certain, because one person, everybody groups that one person.
Yeah.
Like you see somebody in a trench go, oh, they probably got some guns hidden up there. You know what I mean? One person ruins it for everybody else.
Yeah.
One person from Mexico kills somebody, and like, oh, they're all,
all
rapist killers.
Rapist killers.
Right. But then if you really look at if you broke down the history,
Tamika,
and
Mexico is only sending their criminals and their racists.
Yeah.
Rapists.
Yep. All right. So anyway, the Halloween aftermath. Can we get back to that?
Dun, dun, dun.
So now that Halloween is over,
Yeah.
actually before Halloween even started, I started to see like in Home Depot of all places, like Christmas trees and
Oh,
all like this is like I'm talking 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago really started seeing all the Halloween. I mean,
the holiday,
not the Halloween. I mean
Thanksgiving
holiday stuff. Yeah.
Thanksgiving is starting out to come out during Halloween.
Before Halloween.
Yeah, and then the beginning of October, and then as soon as
Labor Day, really, when you think
as
about
soon
it.
as November 1st hits, it's like this is Halloween. I mean Christmas.
I went into Home Depot yesterday and they had the main aisle covered with black bags.
Stop.
Saying this was yesterday, and they said Black Friday specials start tomorrow.
Stop.
Come back tomorrow to see what's
Well,
under
we
the
keep
bags.
killing everybody, and one person dies every Black Friday. Somebody
I
gets
know.
trampled
Well,
and
they're trying
dies
to make it easier.
over a $12 TV.
I gotta admit though, like the Black Friday specials online seem to me is a better deal.
Yeah.
Like if you want to get a TV, why would I go to the store?
And get trampled.
Right, and I can just have it delivered. I don't gotta pick it up, put it in my car.
No.
People are breaking into your car now.
But getting cold clocked over a $12 TV?
It's not worth it.
No.
But
no.
now I'm having anxiety because I'm thinking about the holiday season. It's funny because when you and I first met,
Right.
my list of people to purchase
Oh, you
for,
had like 30 people that you used to buy for.
my list was huge. Now it's and I'll use your words. My list has grown small. You see how that sounds?
Will you not let me live that down?
My list has grown small. So
you know what? People are gonna start using that. It
yeah,
has
okay.
grown small.
Nobody's gonna start using that.
Yep.
But yeah, so I don't have as many people as I used to have,
Mhm.
and you can blame it on death. But usually when especially when it comes to my grandmother on my dad's side, when she died, my affinity for a lot of members on that side of the family kind of dissipated as well. Not that I don't continue to love them, but
So
I'm just
your
not.
list grew small.
My list grew small. And then on my mom's side, I still have the same people. Thank God, knock on wood, they're still, here and
Yeah.
loving each other and, that kind of stuff. But the list is definitely smaller. And then on the flip side, yours has gotten bigger.
Ugh.
I think because you've gotten married, you have children.
Everybody got
and,
kids
and
now.
so like when you start thinking about the holidays, not only Christmas, but Christmas because we both celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
I have no Jewish members in my family, but happy Hanukkah eventually to y'all who are listening. Happy Kwanzaa to y'all. I don't celebrate Kwanzaa. All
Happy
black people don't
Festivus.
celebrate Kwanzaa.
Happy Festivus.
Happy Festivus and all that. What do Muslim people celebrate?
No idea.
I don't know. Rosh
Rosh Hashanah?
No. Ramadan, right?
I thought that, but that holiday floats in the calendar.
See, now we're getting into murky
Ooh,
waters.
I don't want to do that.
I'm not talking everybody. Whatever you celebrate, God bless you. If you don't celebrate God, I don't know. But anyway, for the
Hashtag
purposes
happy
of
holiday.
this, exactly. For the purposes of this conversation, Marissa, what are your thoughts about, with Thanksgiving? Like, how do you handle this? And in terms of Christmas, like you have children, they're older now.
Yeah.
So you've got, it's November 1st,
Oh, yeah.
which means it's 2 months left of the year.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, the year's
Oh
almost.
my gosh.
So now you got to start wrapping your head around, the holiday season. How do you go into it?
Listen.
And rabbit.
Rabbit. Girl, rabbit.
Rabbit.
Conejo. I don't stress out. It is what it is. You get what you get, and you don't get upset. I can't be bothered by something so trivial.
What do you mean by that?
So, to some people, I'm a good gift giver. To some, I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you spend extra money on somebody that you really, really care for, and sometimes you just don't. But there's a lot of kids. Like, once you, the way I do it, and I tell everybody knows this by now. Once you have kids, you're gone to me. You're not on that Christmas list anymore, so you don't get nothing. And then your kid gets what they get, and you don't get upset. If you didn't tell me something that was on their list, and I get them what I think they would like, It is what it is. It's usually something educational, so I know that's totally whack, but it is what it is.
What
They're all
about
little
Thanksgiving?
now. Thanksgiving. Oh well, Thanksgiving had changed since last year. So before last year, Thanksgiving was like go to my aunt's house, go to my in-laws. You know, kind of like eat dessert at one, eat dinner at one. But my father-in-law died in November of last year, and I only did Thanksgiving at my in-laws. So this year I'm not sure. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know but I'm also moving. So if I'm finally in my new house, I think I'll do Thanksgiving. If not,
I think you should do like one time you had Thanksgiving at your house and I came and I really enjoyed myself. I had a good time.
Me too.
I think you should do that more often. And I think like to be honest, it eases a lot of tension and stress with trying to please everybody.
Yeah.
If you have it at your house,
yeah.
tell people come.
Or
if you
don't
come for
yeah.
dessert or don't come.
Yeah.
I mean, that's on them.
Show
you know
up
what I
or
mean?
don't, yeah.
You have your own family now. You don't. It's not about worrying about
I'm
other
always
people's
worried about
needs.
pleasing everyone.
And,
yeah.
And older people always talk about, I want to be able to sit back and relax. I don't want to cook no more.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if you really want to do that.
Then you can't expect people to show up at your house either.
No, but I'm saying if you really believe that and you really want to do that,
Yeah.
then you will be okay with coming to my house for Thanksgiving
Yeah.
and sitting back and relaxing.
That's exactly
Right.
what I just said. Yeah.
Right, so
Yeah.
I don't know. With me, for Thanksgiving, it's like weird. I mean, I'm with my family, my mom's side of the family every year. Sometimes I'll go to my mom's house. Sometimes I'll stay here. My mother lives in North Carolina. But I'm always with somebody on my mom's side of the family. I used to go to my dad's side of the family, his mother's house. But once she passed away, it was kind of like, really didn't. I went 1 year after she passed away to my aunt's house, but it was very, like, it felt cold. It didn't feel very familial. So and then, I never got invited again.
I feel like I need to put an asterisk to what you just said, because your grandmother, not Nana, your dad's mom, created such a loving environment that even if somebody was talking shit, you laughed at it. She created such a loving environment that when she wasn't there anymore, that feeling can't be replicated from somebody else.
But it's crazy because on the opposite side of my mom's side,
Mm-hmm.
the feeling is still there.
Yes, but everyone. It was
Right.
cohesive.
It was
cohesive.
my dad's side, it was just her.
It was just her. She
Right.
created such.
She was the glue. She was both
welcoming.
grandmothers were the glue, but there is something. It's very different dynamics.
I think the difference is that, so your paternal grandmother, she understood what the formula was, the recipe was to create a warm, loving environment. She didn't quite put that on anyone else. Where your maternal grandma, she made sure not only did she put the formula together, that we all did it together.
Yeah, everybody was part of it. Everybody was cooking. Everybody was responsible for whatever. She was sharing her ideas, sharing her thoughts, and we were all in the kitchen together.
And neither one is wrong.
No,
you know what I mean? But it created, when they were both gone, now you created, it is what it is.
Right. And it's crazy. Like 1 year I went to my dad's house. He had Thanksgiving at his house, and I went there, and his mother. Oh, there's a bug flew on that cup.
Oh, it's on the side though.
Yeah. What do you call it? My dad. So his mother-in-law, she made the turkey. Right. And she lives in the Bronx.
Okay.
She's Puerto Rican.
No, I'm just trying to follow where
she made
this
the
is gonna
turkey
go. Okay.
and she made pernil. Is that like pernil?
Yeah.
And she left the turkey on the counter in the Bronx and came to Long Island without it. So I showed up, I was like, where's the turkey? He's like, Raquel left it on the counter in the Bronx. I was like, what? So y'all got Thanksgiving with no turkey? We got fish and we got pork.
Wasn't made of plate.
I was like, yeah, Grandma's dead. Really, she really is dead.
Oh,
like I have not spent Thanksgiving with him since.
Oh no.
And not just because of that, but it's the dynamic. It's just not, he, even before my grandmother, his mother passed away, his family had become his wife's family.
Yeah.
There was really no effort to include me or my other brother. No. It was just like, they're going to be with her family and, have fun with your family.
Yeah.
And it'd be like your family. It's like, but I'm your family too. But it was never,
so much,
I was never really included in that, but it is what it is. Thankfully I had My mom's side of the family, but it's weird. Like my grandmother would have, if she was alive today, she would expect me to come over there at some point.
Yeah,
make a plate, eat dessert, hang out.
Yeah.
I mean, pina coladas.
But it doesn't matter what time you show up. You just show up.
We're gonna be here midnight playing cards, whatever the case may be.
You know what's so funny? I want to talk about it as being a stepkid.
Can you give me a piece of paper?
Can I have that so I can give it to the Venus flytrap?
Okay, it's dead.
Yeah, it'll eat it.
Okay. Why do you have a Venus flytrap? You save it.
For science purposes for children. So, so speaking as a stepkid, so my stepdad was not even American, and he used to do Thanksgiving, for me and my mom and my brother. And I just remember, and this is one of the things I think I had spoken to you when they got divorced. Like it was so weird because I really felt like his family. And then my parents got divorced. My mom and stepdad got divorced, and it was such a conflict because I'm like, you did my mom wrong. You're dead to me, but at the same time, it's like I have an affinity and affection for you, and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
But he always made Thanksgiving, so he would put he was a really good cook, so he made a nice big ass turkey, and they would put bacon on it. But I think what made me feel so special is that he always made sure that he did something for you. So he would take the bacon off and only give it to me, like me and him would share it.
Right.
And he wouldn't give his daughter and my brother that. But then he would do something he would give he knows that my stepsister really liked a certain type of bread, so he would make sure he had that. And then my brother a certain type of he's not into Coca-Cola, but something else. Something, something special only just to you two.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's the thing about this conversation we're having makes me realize is that it's kind of a good thing that Thanksgiving and Christmas are so close to each other, because I believe that Thanksgiving is a time where you can really sit back and not just be thankful for the people, but appreciate the people, because there's no gift giving.
Yeah,
it's
I love that.
It's the lead up into the ratchetness. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's you sit down and break bread. Like me and my family, we don't even sit around the table anymore. We all make a plate, we sit and watch TV or whatever.
But enjoy each other.
But we're all together. Unless we're at my uncle's house or my aunt. I don't know. It's definitely a different. I don't know. It's definitely a lead up. Like Halloween is the lead up to Thanksgiving. Yeah. Thanksgiving to Christmas. Yeah. And then you know what? We was ratchet. We really let the ratchetness explode during Christmas. There's nothing worse than seeing selfish kids.
Forget on New Year's.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than seeing selfish kids mad because they didn't get the gifts they want. Really? Motherfuckers had 2-3 jobs. They're working their ass off. Don't have a job, whatever. And they're like, I didn't get this. You know what I mean? Then New Year's comes, let it go.
Can I tell you about that? So in our house, Santa gives a gift, a small gift from our house. Santa comes.
One of your sons said he didn't want none from me. Then he came back when I kept rubbing it in his face. He's like, all right, I found something.
He found something, exactly. So we do Santa comes to our house, and whoever buys gifts, they know that people buy them gifts. But we also celebrate Three Kings Day. Mm-hmm. And that's the time where I kind of I don't give them anything big or really anything small, but it's one of those things that if there was something that I knew that they really wanted, it's always after the holidays. Everything's on sale and finally people stop punching each other in the face for it. I get them it for Three Kings Day, but depending how big or small, it's never really anything big anyway. It's one gift each, and let's see how you were acting to really decide whether or not what you get.
Right. I mean, I like that.
I like it. And I'm not going to stop doing it. But not only that, I think they like it too, because it's just there's so much on Christmas. They go into everybody's house and it's all these things. They open, and then it stops. And then it's one small thing, and then I don't know. I like it. I've always liked Three Kings Day though.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to
the holidays.
I mean, somewhat I am. But for the most part, not really.
No.
Anyway, can we transition to that's trending. I want to talk about Tuesday, which is voting day.
Voting.
But I don't want to talk about politics or anything like that. I want to talk about some of the get the vote out efforts that have been going on lately and in the past. I saw today that Oprah was out canvassing in Georgia, knocking on people's doors, surprising them.
Can you imagine?
And they're
Oprah
like,
knocks
she's like,
on
I
your
just
door.
want to make sure you're voting.
What's crazy? Well, first of all, if Oprah knocked on my door, I'd be so like, oh my god. But remember all the voting initiatives that have been done? So there's Rock the Vote, right?
Right.
Then there's Be Counted. And then Rock the Vote presented this thing. It was like Turn Out for What, which I thought was hilarious. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else as far as voting campaigns.
I don't know. I don't know.
You can't think of anything, right? But here's the thing, though. So I do appreciate these voting campaigns, but you gotta vote, though. That's the thing. Like, are you registered to vote? Get that done now, and then just show up.
Exactly.
Up. Like, I've always said this. You don't have the right to complain about nothing unless you voted.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter how you vote. Just vote. That's it. But your family, they're very good at that. You guys are voters. Didn't your aunt have the flu or heavy?
Yeah, I was like, I walked in the house, like, did you vote? She's like, no, I'm not feeling well. I was like, what that got to do with nothing? She's like, whatever, I don't feel well. And then like 10 minutes later, she came. She's like, I'm going to vote now. You want to come? It's like, I already voted. She's like, all right. It's like, I think you gotta vote. And you know what's funny, because
primary, local, you guys vote for everything. Yeah.
Right. That's, I think. Plus, we always get different people canvassing. We never got Oprah, but they always come to our house and they ask us to put up the what do you call those things?
Oh, those like signs.
The signs, or they ask us to sign petitions.
Yeah.
They're always coming to our house for whatever reason. And plus, I always get calls, and it's crazy. I don't know why. I think like where we live can go one way or the other.
Yeah.
And so it's not necessarily party lines. It's more.
Yeah. Which grandmother used to volunteer at the polls?
Both of them.
Both of them, right?
Yeah.
So the only reason I asked that, besides the voting, was somebody put this like picture on Instagram, and it was a mom reading, and her son was in her lap, and he was reading, and it was kids learn by what you do, not what you say. Mm-hmm. And it was like, you guys vote. Both of your grandmothers were staunch voters.
Mm-hmm.
Voters. They understood the issues. They looked at the politicians. Why are you running? Who are you running for? And they both very much taught you guys to like, listen, you ain't got, this is our right. This is our right. You have to just get out and vote.
I think it's very important. One of the things that so the whole thing with Colin Kaepernick. Yeah. One of the biggest strikes against him that many saw is that he came out and said he never voted. It's like, you have a lot to say about what's going on in your community, and yet you're not voting. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's voting now after that backlash. He's never done an interview.
He better.
Since the day he kneeled, he never did a real interview other than like in the locker room or whatever. But I think, me and you have conversations about this, when people have a lot to say and then they don't vote. Family members talking about, the family, I know, everybody that I know in my family has voted. There's probably other members.
There's people in my family that got a big old mouth,
right,
with one political affiliation or another, and has never voted.
It's like you don't want to hear it.
No, I don't want to hear it. You got nothing to say. You cannot tell me anything about your political views or opinion.
Right.
You're not even registered. You don't even know how to vote.
Exactly.
Get out of here.
I don't know.
Get out of here and vote.
What are your thoughts on like the celebrity factor, getting people out to vote?
I think I'm not swayed by celebrities anyway, so it doesn't take me one way or another, and I vote by issue, so it doesn't really.
But regardless of what your thoughts in terms of.
But like you said, yes. So regardless of that, at least they're bringing light to certain issues.
So you don't think it's a problem with them going out and using their voice to get people out to vote?
But if you have a voice, what else are you supposed to do with it? I
always get annoyed by people that get annoyed by others.
Shut up and act. Shut up and throw the ball.
Right. I'm like, don't they pay taxes?
Yeah.
They just have a job that's more high profile.
Yeah.
That makes a little bit more money than a lot more money than the average citizen. That doesn't mean they don't have a right. Like, I tell people how I feel politically.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't nobody knows who the heck I am though. Why shouldn't they pay taxes too?
I don't know. I see no problem with it. I think you're bringing light to issues. You have a big voice. Go with it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you do. But then if you didn't, it would be like, oh, well, you don't do anything for people anyway.
Right. And I mean, I think like there's a lot of people that get backlash from, usually I believe it really comes from the liberals who get bothered by when somebody that supports a Republican candidate,
right.
Celebrity that when a celebrity who supports a Republican or conservative candidate comes out and says that,
right,
they get so much backlash from the liberals,
yeah.
And I don't think that's fair.
No,
it's not.
It's like it's not right.
That doesn't it has to go both ways.
Exactly.
Let somebody. If Oprah wants to come out and say I support this candidate, then and she doesn't get the same kind of backlash,
right.
Then somebody like Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
He shouldn't get the backlash either. Now if you're getting the backlash because you're saying racist and hypocritical, disgusting stuff,
that's a totally
different story.
Yeah.
Like I remember Jessica Simpson, she came out and she supported, I believe, George Bush. And she got so much backlash because of who she supported. It's like, really? She just came out and did it. Let her do
her thing. She's allowed to do that. And let her.
Nobody's going to give you the respect you need in terms of a political party.
Right.
If you're going to bash somebody for exercising their right of free speech and their right to vote and the right to support whoever they want to support. So, I mean, regardless of it, I think if you're in the public eye, you have a right to support whoever you want,
exactly.
say whoever you want, but I think that as Americans we should all respect each other's ideas and viewpoints and
agreed,
whatever the case may be, and everybody should be able to say whatever the fuck they want to say.
Agreed. Oh shit.
Just get out there and vote. You gonna vote on Tuesday?
Fucking vote. Of course I'm gonna fucking vote.
Are the schools in? Are they closed?
Not elementary schools. Whatever. So it depends on the district. If that's the polling place, yeah, then it's closed. If not, then it's still in session.
Well, make sure y'all get out and vote.
Yeah, but you know what? This is the first year I'm gonna actually take my kids with me.
Okay.
So
cool.
they gotta see it.
Right.
Usually I've left them with my au pairs or somebody like that. But
But you ain't got no au pair no more.
I ain't got no au pair.
You're on your own.
All by myself.
Okay, let's go. Anyway, I gotta finish this up. I gotta go. I got things to do, people to see, places to go.
All right. Tamika?
Yes.
I love you.
I love you too.
You're enough.
You're enough as well.
Why did it sound like a curse when you just said that? But whatever.
Tired.
All right.
No, I'm tired. Where can they catch us?
Yep, yeah, yes, 18.
Via
Instagram and Twitter.
Holler. Thank y'all for riding with us. Well, we're not riding today. Thank y'all for checking us out today.
Bye.
Later.